All right, we're picking up action live here at Jack Williams Stadium. Second batter of the game. Deep fly to Brady Manley, and he's got that one put away. That's 2 up, 2 down for Mr. Elias Harris. The Park Christian Falcon making the start here in the first game of the Jim Peterson, the Pete, formerly known as the FM Invitational.
Now batting first baseman number 17, Cody Gunderson.
And that's going to bring up the big Cody Gunderson, big first baseman hitting from the right side of the plate. Takes a curveball in there for a strike one from Mr. Harris. Cody Gunderson wearing number 17 for Manitoba. Steps in, slightly open stance. Harris from the full windup and the pitch. Another curveball in there. Gunderson looking at both curveballs so far from Harris. And finds himself early in an 0-2 count. Harris from the full windup takes a sign from Leininger in the pitch. Misses ball up high. Count moves to 1-2 on Gunderson. One, 2 count here with 2 out in the top of the first inning. Harris misses low and outside. Adam Leininger chases that one down. And the count even up to 2-2 now on Mr. Gunderson. Harris from the full windup. Glove in front of his face. And the pitch. Fouled straight back. Fastball to Gunderson. Right on time.
Can you hear that, Chris? Yep.
Welcome, Jason, here. A 2-2 count, 2 down to the big first baseman from Manitoba. And Harris looking to get him to chase. Misses outside. 3-2.
It's a little bit too far outside.
And the payoff pitch from Harris. And that's going to be fisted into left field for a single. 2-out single there from Gunderson. Fastball ran in on his hands, but he's big, strong kid. Must be 6'3". Just fisted that right over Dylan Erholtz's head. And with 2 outs, Manitoba has their first base run of the game.
It's a pretty good piece of hitting. Outside curveball that he obviously was interested in hitting, then inside fastball, and he was able to get enough of the barrel on it to get it over the third baseman.
And Harris starts. The next batter, Mr. Tyson Vassart is what we're going to call him. Plays shortstop. Tyson wearing number 11, batting from the left side of the plate. Harris takes a look over at Gunderson, takes a sign from Leininger in the pitch. That one's going to get back to the backstop. Gunderson to second. He's rounding it, taking a look. He's going to put the brakes on. And on the pass ball / wild pitch, Manitoba now has a runner in scoring position with 2 down, and Tyson Vassart, the cleanup hitter, at the plate. One count, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, no runs in yet for Manitoba. And the pitch. Taken at the letters just inside for ball 2.
Do we have a record on these guys, Chris? Do we know how many games they've played?
Yeah. Does not say here, but we can probably look that up. That's going to be a base hit. Landon Meyer. So we had a ground ball up the middle, hit softly. Landon Meyer flipped that to Tommy Simon to try and get the out at first base. That's going to go down as a base hit. The runner did hold up on third base. Gunderson now at third. Vassart at first. And it's first and third Manitoba with Ryland Slatcher, the DH, coming to the plate.
They're testing you with those last names.
George Ellis is going to have a better handle on this. He speaks Canadian. That pitch taken just a bit outside and high for ball 1. Be interesting to see if Manitoba decides to get aggressive on the base paths here with 2 out, top of the first inning. Harris picks over, throws to Kadera. Runner back in time.
Got pretty good speed at first.
So Manitoba has a population, Jason, of 1.3 million.
Yes.
And this is Team Manitoba. So this is the best that 1.3 million can produce. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah, I would guess that that's what Team Manitoba would want from it. I don't know what percentage of the best athletes they're getting with all the hockey that happens up in that area.
You think they play hockey in Canada?
I've heard rumors, but I know that this is a pretty big program. And an old colleague of mine, Blair Tweet, he was part of this program for a while.
1-2 pitch to Ryland Slatcher, just a bit outside. Good hard slider there from Eli Harris, looking for the Slatcher to chase one outside the zone.
And what he used to tell me is that these are teams that are put together for the Canadian Games, which is like a junior hockey kind of thing, and they play every sport. And this is the provincial team, probably the top team. I'm sure there's more than one. In case they have injuries and stuff, they can draw kids up from that.
Now, Canadian rules, they still play where you have to have 4 balls to get a walk. Is that accurate?
As far as I know, I'd have to get the American to Canadian rule book.
Now batting, catcher, number 15.
So we've got a full count here. Ryland Slatcher, he thought that was ball 4, but he came back to the box. Umpire brings him back. Runner's going to be moving. And the payoff pitch. Ground ball to Tommy Simon. Plays to first base. And a nice throw there by the Nebraska commit. And for Harris, he gives up 2 hits, but no runs. And for Team Manitoba, they go to the bench, scoring no runs on that first inning. They did have 2 hits, no post 2 errors, no.
Summary on the inning for Manitoba.
And
No runs.
2 runners left on base through the top of first. It's Manitoba 0. Post 2 coming to plate with Connor Holm, the landlord Adam Leininger, and Tommy Simon.
Designated hitter, number 8, Connor Holm.
And we're back in the bottom of the half of the first inning. Connor Holm. What position is Connor playing today?
I think he's in right field.
DH. Connor Holm designated hitting today. Wearing number 8, batting from the left side of the plate. Connor takes about a half inch off that handle, chokes up ever so slightly. And the breaking pitch taken for a ball just inside. Jackson McDonald on the mound for Team Manitoba. Jackson with an X. McDonald spelled M-A-C. Hard left-handed thrower with a breaking pitch so far is what we've seen, and that pitch is taken for a ball. Fastball a little low. But a big, tall lefty here, Jason.
Yeah, I like his arm action. I mean, pretty early into it. Connor likes, oddly enough, being a lefty, he likes left-handed pitchers. Seems to let him tuck that front shoulder in and stay with it a little bit more.
That fastball fouled straight back into the net behind home plate. And Connor Holm now with a 2-2 count, facing Jackson McDonald. Jackson McDonald for his first batter. And the pitch. Once again, fouled straight back. That was a breaking pitch. And Connor Holm stays alive. Count still at 2-2. Connor Holm on his sixth pitch of this at bat.
It's a good start to the game.
Leading off for post 2. That ball's driven.
Just missed it.
And the right fielder able to get underneath that for the first out. Mr. Matt Thompson out in right field. Trying to get a handle on that wind. It looks like that flag might be blowing straight out to center field as far as I can see. Maybe a little bit towards left.
Yeah, Connor did not get the barrel on it. It must have jammed him just ever so slightly. Looked like a good swing, but it didn't carry.
And that brings up the catcher, Adam Leininger. Adam, open stance, big left-hander, 215 pounds. Takes a fastball in there for strike 1. Adam batting in the number 2 spot all season long, including his high school season. Coach Rusted finds something he likes with Leininger in the 2nd spot. Not uncommon nowadays, Jason, to see a power hitter in the 2 hole.
Well, with the lineup that Post 2 has, there's certain guys you want to make sure that they get up in that first inning, and he definitely fits into that.
Fastball taken inside for ball 2.
I think in other years he might be in the 3 hole, maybe even the 4 hole, but Tommy Simon, who hits behind him, has been pretty much hot since the spring. And Adam runs well too, so it's not, he doesn't clog the bases.
3-1 count to Leininger. Leininger typically not a hitter who chases pitches out of the zone. Again, a nice benefit in that 2 spot. And the 3-1 for McDonald. That ball was down low. It's almost like we scripted it. Adam Leininger with big power hitter with a great eye. Looked at 5 straight pitches, 4 of them knocked strikes, and finds himself on first base with none other than Tommy Simon. And boy, with the big wind blowing out to left field, Tommy's a dangerous hitter. You don't know if Team Manitoba knows that. But Tommy with a big home run down in Omaha, Nebraska that went at least 360 feet right down the line. Jack Williams here, we've got 300 playing 290.
With a wind going out.
That pitch down in the dirt. Good job by the Team Manitoba catcher, Skylar Ramsey. Skylar Ramsey. Sounds like he could be a villain in a Mission Impossible film. We got to make sure Skylar Ramsey doesn't get the codes.
MI6 will take care of it.
1-0 pitch here now with Adam Leininger on base. The left-handed McDonald sets and misses just a bit low, ball 2. Boy, so McDonald, Jason, on the Connor Holm at bat, threw about 5-6 pitches right around the zone, has now thrown 6 of his last 7, either low or well outside. Looking to right the ship here against Tommy Simon in a hitter's count.
Yeah, from a mechanical standpoint, he's sort of flying his front side open a little bit, and he's pulling everything into that third base side of the plate. And that worked with Connor, because then that put all those balls on the outer half. Missed a little bit with Adam.
And a 4-pitch walk to the 3-hitter Tommy Simon. Tommy's going to take off his suit of armor.
It's got to be difficult to throw to Adam, though. He is a large 16-year-old kid. So, might have thrown him off.
How bad?
When I was 16 years old, if you put both of my thighs together, they wouldn't equal one of Adam's, Jason.
Yeah, I think I was probably in there too. That's the nice thing about this post 2 lineup is, Connor most of the time sets the table, and then in reality you have 3 or 4 hitters that can drive the ball out of the park. People that know our team, that becomes hard, stressful at bats for the pitcher. Even though he might get through them with 3-4 pitches, it's stressful because you can't make mistakes. Well, you think you can't make mistakes.
And that first pitch now to the cleanup hitter, Aaron Breitbach. Aaron Breitbach recently graduated from Fargo North High School, the Harvard of the North. Takes a curveball in there. Boy, McDonald says if I can't throw a fastball in there, I'm going to plan B.
That was a nice pitch. It broke late.
Big breaking pitch in there. Can't blame Breitbach for taking there after about 8 of 9 pitches went for a ball. And now the count 1-1 to the cleanup hitter, Breitbach. Leininger, average lead at second base. Tommy Simon with a big lead at first base, not being held on. That pitch is popped up into right field. Leininger tagging. Leininger off to third. Throw comes to shortstop, and that ball's cut off. And on a fly out to right field from Breitbach, Adam Leininger takes third base. No play made there. Tommy Simon remains at first base. And now the left-handed hitter, big lefty, Caden Cadera, comes up with a runner 90 feet away. Fargo looking for their first run of the game.
Caden Cadera.
If I could make a prediction, I'd say about the 4th pitch at this at bat, he hits a soft liner over the shortstop's head, and we get our first run.
Now, Jonas Sanders is coaching third base, so Coach Rusted likes to do this, give his assistant coach a responsibility in a non-conference game. Coach Rusted has told me he had that done for him while he was an assistant coach. His head coaches gave him chances to coach third base. And as Sanders goes through his signals, which in today's world means giving 3 numbers, not doing anything cool like hitting your chest or your belt or your face or your hat. It'd be interesting to see if Tommy Simon gets the green light here.
Nope.
That pitch makes it all the way to the backstop. Leininger is going to score easy. Tommy Simon to second base. And I was just thinking how many times he had gone to the well with that fastball that went in the dirt. And with a runner on third, proves to be costly as post 2 scores their first run of the game.
Yeah, as sharp as he looked against Connor, I thought we were in for a long day. He seems to have lost it.
So it's a 2-0 count now. To Cadera. Simon still in scoring position, now at second base. And the pitch. Big breaking pitch in there from the left-hander to the left-hander, called for strike 1. And Cadera now with the 2-1 count. Boy, Cadera takes a half an inch off this bat too, Jason.
Yeah, he does that from the beginning of the at-bat, though. That's not an adjustment he makes with 2 strikes. He always hits like that. I noticed it pretty much all year.
And the European terrorist. Just kidding, Skylar Ramsey. We know you didn't do anything wrong. Ramsey, I think a good move there. 3-1 count to Cadera. Just goes out and settles down his pitcher. Manitoba looking to get out of this first inning here with minimal damage. So far, just 1 run in for post 2. But Simon at second base, Cadera at the plate, and the pitch from McDonald. That pitch is hit down the line. Slicing foul, and that's going to end up in foul territory. And the count's going to move to 3-2 on Cadera with 2 outs here, and Simon in scoring position at second base.
I like that move by the catcher. They got a base open. He's struggling with the fastball. I think we'll see another breaking pitch here, simply because if he misses, there's a base open, nothing's really hurt. And it's been his best pitch over the last 20 pitches.
McDonald from the stretch takes a look at Simon and the pitch. And that ball's driven into center field.
Right at him.
Right at the center fielder, tracked down by Hugh Montgomery. And after one complete, post 2-1, Manitoba 0. We'll be back. And we're back here for the top of the second. Skylar Ramsey, the catcher, leading off against Elias Harris. Takes fastball low for ball 1. These teams to play each other twice tonight in the first 2 games here for either team. In the Jim Peterson Invitational, the Pete. Jason, who would you say the best Canadian baseball player of all time is?
Justin Morneau, maybe? Or, oh no. No. Wasn't,
We got a Fergie Jenkins nomination here. This pitch is fouled down the left field line.
wasn't Paul Malter from Canada?
Paul Molitor, I think, was from St. Paul,
Okay.
which is, I have no idea what just happened here.
Didn't he just hit a foul ball? What's happening? Oh, catcher's interference, I'm guessing.
Joey Votto, Larry Walker,
Oh, Joey Votto's pretty good.
Russell Martin, Justin Morneau,
Batter is the right fielder, number 1, Matt Thompson.
Fergie Jenkins, Jason Bay, and Ryan Dempster.
That's an error on
So catcher's interference puts Ramsey at first base. Brings up the right fielder, Matt Thompson. Matt Thompson wearing number 1. Right-hander, open stance. Bat held up high. Harris takes his sign from Leininger in the pitch. Fastball hit hard into right field. Ball ends up dropped by Breitbach. And too late on the throw to Simon. Hard line drive. Breitbach was there in time. Got a glove on it. I think it popped out of his glove when the elbow hit the ground.
Nice play to get there. It's a tough one. Ball's coming right at you.
Batter is the third baseman, number 14, Nolan Chasko.
So now we'll see what Team Manitoba does with first and second. Nobody out. Possible, if not logical, bunt situation here. And that fastball runs away for ball 1. One ball, no strikes here. Harris looking to work out of a jam. First and second, nobody out. Fastball in there for a strike. And the count evens up at 1-1 to Nolan Chasko. Chasko, the third baseman, batting from the left-hand side of the plate, wearing number 14. Takes the 1-1 pitch here from Harris. The ball's hit high into center field. Jordan Leininger, tag coming. And no play as the runner retreats back to second base. Leininger retires Chasko there for the first out of the inning. And Harris with an out he had to have, Jason, early on in this game.
Yeah, it was either if once they didn't show bunt, I thought we need to strike out here, put us in double play situation. It's a nice thing when you get into trouble like this. You're always a couple pitches away from getting out of it.
So that's going to bring up Bryson Yashishita. Y-A-S-C-H-Y-S-C-H-Y-N. They call him Bryson for short. That ball's driven into the corner. Hit deep, off the deep.
It's about 3 feet foul.
And that's going to go down as a foul ball strike here for Harris. Boy, number 9 hitter showing some pop as we're trying to figure out how to pronounce Yashishin. Reminds me of Fletch.
I think in Canada they pronounce it Peterson.
Oh, good change up there by Harris.
That's exactly the pitch you want to throw when a guy turns on a fastball and hits at 285.
And the 1-2 pitch coming from Harris to Bryson. He struck him out. In Fletch, I believe they asked Chevy Chase what his name is, and he says, my name is John Cocktoastinson.
Something like that, yeah.
Batter is the center fielder, number 4.
It's all about ball bearings.
Montgomery.
But that's top of the order here for Team Manitoba. Now 2 down with first and second. Big curveball in there for strike 1 for Harris. Boy, Harris does throw a curveball, Jason, oftentimes early in the count to get that looking strike. That's the best one to get there because that's on the outside portion of the plate either way.
I think that actually was his slider, and I think he likes to use his slider in that situation.
And a line drive to Erholtz. And just like that, Harris works out of a jam, tips his hat to Dylan Erholtz, probably tips his hat to whoever called that pitch as well. Big pat on the back from Erholtz.
Summary on the inning for Manitoba.
And Manitoba strands 2.
1 Fargo error.
They did have 1 hit on the line drive that Breitbach couldn't track down. They had the catcher's interference, but they stranded 2 as Harris sets down 3 in order. And we'll have Fargo coming up 1-0.
Might have to go get another one of those sandwiches.
And we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. Post 2 coming to the plate. Leading off their second baseman, Lannon with a base hit in last night's game. Few and far between. Takes a breaking pitch in there for strike 1. Boy, we've got a common theme here, Jason. McDonald wants to throw a strike. He goes to his off speed.
Yeah, he's really struggling locating the fastball and that whatever that curveball slider pitch that he's throwing seems to be right there. So definitely use it to get ahead.
Another breaking pitch there, hit foul down the line by Lannemeyer. And just like the Connor Holm at bat, McDonald working ahead in the count to the leadoff batter here for post 2, starting off the second of the inning, down 1-0, yet to give up a hit. But Lannemeyer in an 0-2 hole takes the 0-2 pitch from McDonald. That pitch hit foul down the right field line. Going to get into the yellow bleachers, if I'm not mistaken.
Bats have been cold now for 3 out of the last 4 games. Just seemed to be missing pitches that earlier in the year we were squaring up.
0-2 pitch to Meyer. And that pitch fouled off. Now going to be the 5th pitch of the at-bat. I believe the 5th pitch defines what's called a quality at-bat here, Jason. And again, if Post 2 can get enough quality at-bats here against McDonald, see what Manitoba has for depth in the pitching staff, Post 2 might find themselves in a good spot later on in this game and the nightcap.
Well, not only that, is that anytime you have one of those at-bats, you're most likely seeing all of his pitches, probably multiple locations, and you're learning. So that the next time you see that, if he makes it to a third at-bat, or a second at-bat, then second or third at-bat, he just has more and more knowledge of what this pitcher's going to try to do to him.
Another pitch foul back, and Meyer with a 1-2 count. Now the 8th pitch of this at-bat as McDonald takes a sign and delivers. Pitch taken low for a ball. And with McDonald, Jason, the common theme here early on is fastball misses low, curveball's in there for a strike.
Yeah, you don't want to have the approach where you're looking for a curveball, but that's definitely been the pitch if you want to hit the ball that you should be looking for. Because the fastball, I don't know if he's thrown one for a strike since Connor Holm in the first inning.
Boy, and what started out as an 0-2 count here, now Lana Meyer finds himself in a full count. Good battle here between McDonald and Meyer. We'll see if McDonald goes back to that breaking pitch on the full count. See if Meyer's looking for a breaking pitch. And that pitch hit down the left field line, just maybe a foot foul.
That was the breaking ball, too. I think we'll see it again.
And we're going to do this all over again. Another full count to Landon Meyer, maybe about pitch 10 in this at-bat. Meyer looking to win the battle. McDonald looking to do the same. And the pitch. Another foul ball. That one back into the net. That was a fastball.
Yep.
Right at the knees. Good pitch there by McDonald.
I think he might get that strike. That's a bit of a heartbreaker for the pitcher when he hasn't thrown that fastball on the inner half like that, and then he follows it off right at the last minute to his very defensive swing.
And 3-2 as McDonald takes a sign, and from the full windup,
It's a great at-bat.
and Meyer on ball 4 jogs his way and gets a big hearty low 5 there from Coach Lindstedt. McDonald, you can tell that was an at-bat he did not want to give up on. About an 11 or 12 pitch at-bat finds Lana Meyer now on first base. The dangerous Jordan Leininger, again, right-handed bat with power, with the wind blowing out tonight to that 299.9 left field line, Jason, makes Leininger a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Jonas does at third. He's gonna let him swing away. I think it might be too early in the game for Post 2 to be playing small ball.
Breaking ball just caught the outside part of the plate at the last second. Leininger takes that pitch for a strike. With all these breaking pitches, you might see Jonas give Meyer the steal sign. Meyer with a stolen base last night. Sees the first move from McDonald back to first base. Coach Lindstedt says, get back, and he's back in time. Dusts himself off. Danger of these breaking pitches and the low fastballs is advancing runners. Maybe a little easier to do. I'm a visionary, Jason.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If you're going to prophesy, you better be right. And it's a 1-1 pitch to Leininger upcoming as Jackson McDonald missed with a breaking ball low in the dirt. Takes a look at Meyer and the 1-1. Ground ball hit And they get the lead out at second with Landon Meyer just falling short of that tag. That was a much closer play than they originally thought. That ball was hit pretty hard to the third baseman. But they get the lead runner out, and Leininger exchanges places with Landon Meyer. And that's going to bring up the old man, Dylan Erholtz.
If you're going to steal on this guy, I'd steal in one of the first two pitches. If you get a fastball first pitch, you know curveball's coming second pitch, because he doesn't want to get down on the count, because then he's in a situation where he becomes predictable.
That ball's hit hard into the left center gap. On the first pitch, Erholtz swinging, flies that one, but not enough. And the center fielder tracks that down, Hugh Montgomery, for out number 2. That's going to bring up a lefty versus lefty matchup here as a 9-hitter. Brady Manley steps to the plate. Manley in his first action since Omaha at the plate. Jason, you've coached Brady a long time. I don't know if you've noticed where the third baseman's playing, but I think Brady might be taking a look.
Yeah, if he gets a pitch, Brady's a pretty good bunter. He likes to push the ball to that side.
Third baseman playing about 10 feet behind the base.
He's not an overly fast runner, but he's a good bunter if it's well placed. And if that third baseman's going to play back there and he gets a bunt down, there's
2 outs.
Yeah. Only problem that he's going to have is the pitcher falls off that way. So it better be a very good bunt.
And the first pitch upcoming to Brady Manley. Gets it down. Going to be a tough play for the pitcher.
Nice play.
And Manley beats that out. They say Tony Romo's a great announcer, Jason, because of his ability to call the play that's about to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Tony, I'm broadcasting with the baseball version of Tony Romo in Fargo, North Dakota.
If you add up what Tony Romo and I get paid each year, it's about $100 million. And Tony Romo just signed a $100 million contract. Brings up Connor Holm now with Manley at first, Leininger at second. And Jackson McDonald trying to get out of a jam here with the dangerous Connor Holm. Top of the order here for post 2, the DH, Connor Holm, number 8. Takes a big sweeping breaking ball in there for strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch to Combe. That ball in the dirt. Good job there by Mr. Ramsey to block that thing and keep the runners from advancing.
2 innings in a row, this pitcher's had a situation where post 2 could break it open with just any kind of hit. You know, that's what this team needs. They need a little spark, and then the hitting seems to be very contagious.
That ball's hit hard on the ground. But a nice play there by the second baseman to retire Connor Holm for the 3rd out of the inning. That was Cody Wheelgosh making that play over to Cody Gunderson. Cody to Cody, and that's going to retire post 2, but not, no runs scored in that inning. They did have the 1 hit. And after 2 complete, post 2, 1, Manitoba, 0. So that's going to bring up Cody Welgosh, the second baseman for Team Manitoba. Well, that's the best breaking pitch of the night there for Mr. Harris. Leads Welgosh off with the breaking pitch, called for strike one. Welgosh, the great play there to end the second inning for post two. Takes a fastball, running back on the inside portion of the plate. Just like that, Harris up 0-2 against Welgosh. And it fouled back. Boy, I thought that was going to be strike three, Jason.
Yeah, the way it was moving off the plate, I thought I was going to miss the end of the bat. Way to stay alive by him, though. If I would have pronounced his name, I'd say, well, gosh. You know, I'd put a little hesitation in there. But you guys go ahead with well, gosh.
Well, gosh.
Yeah, like that. That sounds so much better.
And he struck him out.
Nice pitch.
Well, gosh, it's time to go back to the dugout.
There you go. Way to use it.
And that's going to bring up another Cody. Cody Gunderson.
Now batting the first baseman, number 17, Cody Gunderson.
Gunderson with a base hit in the first inning. Just over left side of the Fargo infield. That pitch is driven but fouled down the left field line. That breaking pitch in there from Harris.
This kid's got good hands. That was a pretty tough pitch to get to, and he got there pretty easily.
So far, post two, throwing Gunderson a little more on the inside part of the plate. Another breaking pitch. This one fouled down the left field line.
Super aggressive. This is a guy that you maybe go off the plate with.
So 0-2 to Cody Gunderson. Maybe some roots in Minnesota. And Gunderson on an 0-2. Hard ground ball there and a pitch Harris probably wants back. The fastball caught quite a bit of the plate.
Yeah, that's.
Well, belt high.
I don't know if that's a bad call or a bad location, but that needs to be off the plate with an 0-2 count.
Number 11, Tyson Vassar.
So Gunderson up there swinging, rewarded with his second hit of the night, fourth hit of the night for Team Manitoba. Brings up Tyson Vassar. That ball's driven into the gap. Long run for Leininger. He's unable to get there. Manley a little late, backing him up. The throw going to come to Simon. A little late on the throw, too. And that's going to be Manitoba's first run of the game. And probably an unforced error there for post two. Leininger had a good beat on it, but it looked like Manley was maybe watching him, Jason, instead of going to back that up.
Yeah, it seemed like he was late getting there. I wish Jordan would have just accepted the single, because I didn't think he was very close to catching that ball, but that's just my opinion. It would have been nice for him to just keep that guy at second, hope for the double play. But you live and you learn.
So that's going to go down as an RBI double there for Vassar. Fifth hit of the night for Team Manitoba. The game squared away at 1-1. That ball's hit deep. Manley way back, and that ball's gone. Two-run home run there for Ryland Slatcher. In the blink of an eye, that's back-to-back-to-back hits for Team Manitoba in a 3-1 ball game. There's that wind we talked about.
Yeah, they have 6 hits though. I mean, they're swinging the bat aggressively. I don't know if Harry doesn't think he's going to get the calls on the edges, because those balls are all bleeding back into the middle of the plate. That one in particular.
Number 15, Skylar Ramsey.
3, 4, 5 hitters, each hitting the ball very hard against Harris here in the top of the third. Skylar Ramsey now up with 1 out, bases cleared. And Manitoba with 3 runs scored in this inning, just still with 1 out on back-to-back-to-back hits, a single, a double, and a home run. Breaking pitch taken in there for ball 1. Fastball swung on and missed by Ramsey. Good pitch there on the inside part of the plate. Ramsey finds himself in a 1-2 hole. Harris looking to get out of this inning with no further damage.
Hopefully see the change up here.
Ground ball, hard to Lannemeyer. Underneath it, throws to Cadera for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring Matt Thompson to the plate, the right fielder.
Batting the right fielder, number 1, Matt Thompson.
Again, Team Manitoba, 3 runs scored here in the top of the third inning. Takes a breaking pitch, low and away for ball 1. 2 outs here for Manitoba, top of the third, 1-0 pitch. Curveball fouled, going to reach the stands, and the count moves to 1-1.
Is either a called strike or it's way out of the zone. It'd be nice if he could start that ball in the zone and break it to the bottom corners.
And that's another base hit for Team Manitoba. Their 4th of the inning, 7th of the game. That breaking pitch, Jason, I think started over the plate.
Yeah, that was the pitch, exactly the pitch I was talking about. That kid did a nice job hitting it. Maybe they just seen the ball well.
Brings up Nolan Chasko, the third baseman,
Batter now, the third baseman,
with Matt
number
Thompson
14,
taking his lead off first
Nolan
base.
Chasko.
Pitch low and inside, fastball misses for ball 1. Then Chasko up here, left-hand side of the plate with 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. Manitoba looking to add to their 3 runs. Fastball in there, called for strike 1. Harris takes a look over at Thompson, takes his sign from Leininger in the pitch. Curveball fouled down the right field line. It's going to be strike 2 as Harris moves to a 1-2 count here on Chasko.
One thing Harry hasn't done is elevate the fastball, get up in the zone, especially with the lefty, make him go up and get it. No, a little bit too far up.
That pitch taken way high for ball 2. 2-2 pitch now with 2 outs. 2-2 and 2. Thompson takes his lead. Cadera holds him on. Harris takes a look. Takes a signal from Leininger and the pitch. That ball's going to drop in there with the runner going. And Leininger unable to keep that ball slid underneath Leininger's glove. For a second, I thought they might send that runner. Maybe in hindsight should have. But that's another hit. 5th of the inning now for Manitoba. And with 2 outs now, first and third. As Thompson was running on that pitch, ball just flared into shallow left center field.
Batter now, the left fielder, number 3, Bryson Yashishin.
What a tough inning here so far for Post 2. That's 3 runs scored still with runners in first and third. Adam Leininger gives the sign for the potential play in the infield.
That's the beauty of baseball, though. They've given up, 5 hits, and there's 2 guys on right now. He gets an out here. It's still only a 3-1 game.
Harris holds Chasko on at first. Ball fouled straight back on a fastball from Harris. Yashishin, I believe, struck out in his first at-bat. Harris could use one right here. Curveball taken high and outside for ball 1. And with a 1-1 count, runners on first and third. 2 down here for Post 2. Harris looking to battle out of a jam.
You have to give the Manitoba hitters credit. They're very aggressive when the ball's in the strike zone. They seem to have a really good understanding of the strike zone. Harry's not fooling them with stuff that's out of the zone, so it becomes difficult to pitch to kids like that. And they're hitting mistakes pretty well.
That was a fastball swung through by Yashishin. And Harris with the 1-2. Curveball, breaking pitch, hit hard down the right field line. Boy, and I'd have to go back and check, Jason, but I think that Manitoba has so far hit the breaking pitch pretty darn well.
They have. I would like to see more change-ups, but as a pitcher, I also understand that if he doesn't have good comfort with it today, then it's a tough pitch to call. That's a good pitch.
And a breaking pitch looked like a hard slider on the inside portion of the plate. And Harris strikes out, dishes it, but not before Manitoba does get 3 on 5 hits. No post 2 errors. 2 runners left on base. And post 2 after halfway through 3, down 3-1.
Runs on 5 hits, no errors.
So post 2 looking to answer here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
The catcher, number 7, Adam Leininger.
They find themselves in a 3-1 hole here as Team Manitoba puts up 3 in the top of the 3rd. Good batter to have at the top of this inning, Adam Leininger. Swings through a breaking pitch. Something to watch here, too. This catcher's got a little bit of Steve Sachs disease going on here. I don't know if you've watched this, but
Yeah, he's overthrown, or almost overthrown the pitcher about 7 times.
could be something to watch later on in the game. A breaking pitch taken low for a ball. Ball 1. 1-1 to Leininger.
I think we're helping this pitcher quite a bit too. I think if we literally sat there with the bat on our shoulders, he would walk the majority of the hitters he's faced.
Leininger squares the bunt, pulls that back. Again, looked like another breaking pitch taken well outside. That might be 3 breaking pitches in a row here. Lefty to lefty, which isn't uncommon. Adam now in a 2-1 count. Must have seen something he liked there down the left field line. Looked to drop that one down for a bunt base hit. Now finds himself in a 2-2 count. First batter of the inning here for McDonald after his team puts him up 3-1. And the 2-2 pitch to Leininger. That ball's hit deep.
If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is. See ya.
And with his 9th of the year, couldn't have timed it better. Adam Leininger goes deep over the Shanley Shield. And for a kid who was questioning what he was doing there at the plate, he sure figured it out there, Jason. You try and drag bunt, and next thing you know, you hit one 340.
Yeah, I think he was just baiting him. He's like, I'm just going to bunt it, throw it over the plate. And he heard it. Then he heard it.
That looked like a big breaking pitch, but that...
Let's see if that has the desired effect, if that sparks this team. We're a much better hitting team than we've shown over the last couple days. Sometimes it's mental, and you need a kid just to make a big play like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we rattle off some hits here over the next couple innings.
Tommy Simon walks into the box after the solo home run from Leininger. And hits a fly ball to right field. Probably not the swing Tommy wanted, maybe not the pitch he wanted either after that home run from Leininger.
Yeah, sometimes after a big play like that, you want to tack on, be aggressive, but his inability to be in the strike zone, I would have probably been a little more picky.
Now batting
And
right
one pitch
fielder, number 11,
to Simon, and he retires Simon on the fly ball to the right fielder, Thompson. Brings up Aaron Breitbach. Breitbach looking to dig out of maybe just a little mini slump here, Jason, in the last about 6 or 7 games. They're swinging the ball well in the high school season.
There
That
you go.
ball's hit very hard.
Just like that, we got 3 hits. Some activity in the Manitoba bullpen.
A good piece of hitting there by Breitbach. That pitch was belt high, just on the outside part of the plate. Let that ball travel and hit it.
Yeah, didn't try to pull it.
now batting first baseman,
Stayed through it, stayed back up the middle.
Cadera.
I'd like to see the Kadera do the same thing.
So that brings up Caden Cadera, big number 16 for post 2, hitting from the left-hand side of the plate. Breitbach now. About a 4-step lead there at first base. McDonald takes a look, and the pitch to Cadera. That pitch is low and in the dirt. Good block there by Ramsey.
McDonald gave that one a little bit extra onion. I'd say bordering on overthrowing.
So far from what I've seen of McDonald, his MO is going to be in this game at least, changing speeds with his breaking pitch, trying to keep post 2 guessing.
Put the bat on our shoulders. Let him
ball.
make him throw a strike.
Another pitch low and in the dirt to Cadera. And that's going to bring out the premier. What do they call a coach in Canada? Coach?
Coach Royale.
Coach Royale. Talking to McDonald, probably letting him know the same thing we're seeing up here is you try and overthrow that fastball. So far, not working. Again, if you just picked up the action here, post 2 did score 1 in the top of the first inning on a pass ball. Scoreless in the second. Manitoba with a big 3-run third inning, highlighted by the home run by
Adam.
And then post 2 answers with a solo shot by Adam Leininger. And now after the single from Aaron Breitbach, Cadera in a 2-0 count. Breaking pitch in there, stayed inside for ball 3.
That was very close. Number one, it was very close to hitting him. Very close to being a strike.
3-0 count. Cadera looks down at Coach Sanders. Most likely a take sign here with McDonald.
3-0 curveball.
That might have been a green light there. It looked like Cadera had a little on it. That's going to bring up Landon Meyer now with first and second. Just 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third inning, post 2. Already scored 1 run in the second inning, down 3-2.
Second baseman, number 2, Landon Meyer.
They must not believe in bunting in Canada, the way that third baseman is back. I mean, I know it's 1 out, but all you got to do is get it past the pitcher.
Landon Meyer digs in against Jackson McDonald. There's the bunt sign. And a big curveball in there taken for strike 1. Most likely a pitch Landon Meyer would probably like to have back and actually lay that bunt down. But a big curveball in there for Jackson McDonald on strike 1, and Meyer with an 0-1 count. Runners at first and second. That ball's driven.
That's down.
That's going to be down. Extra bases potentially here. Breitbach. 1 run in. Cadera lumbers into third. And that's a double for Landon Meyer.
Landon and the second baseman are discussing how upset the Canadians are about the 2 American teams playing in the Stanley Cup, I'm sure. Where are the gosh darn, as Canadians say, where are the gall dang Leafs at, eh?
Well, the COVID year, they basically put them in the Final Four, didn't they? The Canadians?
I don't know how the pods worked that year.
It was basically, America, you guys got to battle for 2 spots, and Canada's going to get 1.5. And I think they tried to put 2 Canadian teams in the finals and ended up with 0, right?
Well, that was the first year Tampa won it, I think. I don't know who they played though.
If I was a hockey free agent, I might want to
Or
go
was
to
that-
Tampa, right?
Except for living in Florida. I don't like Florida. I would rather be in Colorado.
Jason does not like to live in Florida because they do not have the town called Off the Grid.
Yeah, they definitely have several of those in Colorado. Could hit an elk with your Subaru in Colorado.
I can picture you, Jason, doing tours on those boats in the Everglades, showing the tourists the gators.
Yeah, I could see that too. Maybe a summer winter thing.
Eliminate computers from your life. No more screens or that internet thing.
Yeah. This is something new. Post 2 guys are practicing getting their jumps. Never seen that before.
New pitcher in for Canadians would be Hayden Faragher. George Ellis.
Number 22, Anders Millar.
Anders Millar. Number 22. Anders.
You really mispronounced that one. Doesn't have an F in it at all.
Anders Millar.
Tough day on the course, Chris. Tough day on the course.
Had bad intel there from my intern. It's all right. Last warning.
I'm betting Fargo.
So that's going to bring up Jordan Leininger for post 2 with runners in scoring position. After the 1-out RBI double from Landemeyer ties the game, drove in Aaron Breitbach. Caden Kadera just 90 feet away. And Anders Millar now facing the dangerous right-handed power hitter Jordan Leininger. That pitch is high and inside, taken for ball 1.
Oh, there he goes. He almost knob-blocked him.
Steve Sachs and Chuck Knobloch, if you're watching this broadcast, kind of wonder what else you got going on in life, but we apologize. Not much we can do about it.
Do not take it personally.
That pitch taken on the outside part. Missed, though, for ball 2. And Leininger in a great hitter's count here. 2-0 count with Anders Millar coming into the game. 2-0. Meyer at second. Kadera at third. Post 2 in a tie ball game. Looking to take the lead. The 2-0. Make it 3-0. With Erholtz on deck. Leininger looks down at Sanders. Could be a swing away situation here, Jason.
Yeah, and I know Jordan pretty well. I would give him a green light here, but it'd have to be one pitch, one spot. And that ain't it. That was a slider, 3-0.
Boy, good looking pitch there from Anders Millar. On a 3-0 pitch.
3-0. That's 2 in a row that they've thrown 3-0 breaking pitches.
Now batting the third baseman, number
You got to give
24,
him credit. It's a set of cojones.
That's going to bring up Dylan Erholtz, the veteran for post 2. Good leader on this team. Put post 2 on his back last night from the pitcher's mound. Carried them to a 2-1 victory over the Grand Forks Royals in a conference matchup. Now finds himself at the plate with the go-ahead run at third base. Breaking pitch. Another slider, Jason, on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah. Manitoba just must have discovered the slider, and they're really interested in it. Done a lot of research. Team Manitoba has. That's a good pitch.
Fastball in there for a strike. Manitoba with the middle infield playing for a double play. Big Cody Gunderson and Nolan Chasko in at the corners. Erholtz at the plate with the 1-1 count. 1 down, bases loaded. Curveball taken up high for ball 2. 2-1 count now to Erholtz. Takes a look at Sanders. Leininger at first, Meyer at second, Kadera at third. The 2-1 pitch here from Anders. That's Puts a ball outside, and Anders Millar, with nowhere to put Erholtz, finds himself in a 3-1 count. Hitter's count here from Erholtz, Jason, but probably also has to be a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, with the way he's been struggling, now you certainly want to be aggressive with guys on base, but has to be your pitch.
Pivotal point in the game here so far. Erholtz fastball. Oh, and the big veteran wanted that one. Fouled straight back right at us.
Yeah, I think if you were going to pick a pitch, that would be it. That was pretty much right where he wanted it.
Bell tie fastball to the big right-handed player from Shanley via Concordia, back for his super senior year here. Post 2. Full count now from Anders Millar to Erholtz. See if he goes back to the breaking ball in a 3-2 pitch.
Oh.
And that's a 1-2-3 double play. Ground ball from Erholtz. Right back to Millar, the pitcher. Went back to the catcher and to first. And what a good job by Anders Millar to battle out of that jam. But for post 2, they do score 2 on the Leininger home run and the Meyer RBI double. It's a 3-3 ball game, headed to the top of the 4th. And we're back for the top of the 4th inning here. Hugh Montgomery, the top of the order here for Team Manitoba. Ground ball to Tommy Simon. Good hop for Simon. Bobbled it, but patiently makes that play. Boy, it was a good hop there for Simon. Jason, almost too good. He ended up bobbling it, but makes the play to Kadera.
It was actually a bad hop, but because of where he played, it turned into a good hop. It took there must be a little bit of a lip there. Surprised him, I think. It wasn't that it was a bad hop.
Number 27, Cody Welgosh.
Mr. Welgosh is back at the plate here with 1 out. Swings and misses. There's that changeup, Jason, you've been asking for.
Yeah, I think he needs to establish that to get them off the fastball a little bit. If he can throw that, they're probably going to be more hesitant, and he gets away with some pitches.
Breaking pitch taken low and inside for ball 1.
And I am an advocate of the changeup, though. It's well established through the ranks.
Harris with the 1-1 pitch to Welgosh. Swung and a miss for strike 2. The fastball caught most of the plate. Welgosh just swung through it. And a 1-2 pitch from Harry with 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
So there's the changeup again. And I don't like to make predictions, but I bet you he gets away with a fastball if he leaves it over the plate. His eyes have changed. He's changed his eyes. He's looking at a different speed.
Fastball hit foul down the line. Hit well.
A little bit late. That ball was hit well. That's catfish food right there.
Hunting, fishing, loving every day. That's the Kalbrenner way.
Hopefully Wendy's not listening.
She would have tuned us out hours ago.
Yeah.
That pitch is right on the inside corner. Wow. Don't want to talk about the umpiring.
Not yet, anyways.
But the count moves to full here with Harris just missing on the inside part of that plate with a fastball. That ball is hit foul down the left field line. Drifting, foul. Manley gave it a good run. And full count here to Cody Welgosh having a good at-bat against Eli Harris in the top of the fourth. The pitch. Yeah, he struck him out. Fastball right down the middle. If you can hit it, go for it. If not,
Well, you're not going to walk him. You're not going to walk the leadoff guy throwing breaking stuff. I mean, post two just doesn't operate that way.
Cody Gunderson.
so that brings up Cody Gunderson here now with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Leininger slides over, plays him well in the gap.
Nice.
Gunderson 2 for 2 on the night. So post 2 has shifted Adam Leininger well into the left center gap. Another breaking pitch in there for Eli Harris. This time swung and missed by Gunderson. And he's 0-2 again, but this is where Gunderson fought off that pitch last time. Let's see what Harris does this time around. 0-2 to Gunderson. That might have been a setup pitch there. That might have been what he was looking for at bat ago, Jason. That
Yeah. How you follow it up is important now. I had a bit of a mean streak, which I don't think Harry has just from talking to him. I would get under his hands. I would maybe get him off the plate a little bit. Maybe make his feet move. Not beat him necessarily, but scare him a little bit, and then that outside of the plate would open up a little bit more.
That curveball taken just outside for a ball. Harris halfway into the dugout at the time. That pitch is hit well in the air. Foul. Cadera unable to track that down and lands in foul territory. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt post 2.
That might set some sort of Guinness World Record, though, as far as hang time.
Yeah,
We
plenty
should
of
have put a
time.
clock on it.
Plenty of time for Cadera to get there. Ended up still kind of chasing that down at the last second again. Cadera usually times his 60 with an hourglass.
That's not right. Come on, Chris. That ball was up there a long time, though.
And now Gunderson ends up with a good at-bat, battled himself all the way back to a full count. Harris with the payoff pitch. He struck him out.
That's a nice one. 17. You should quit complaining. That
And
was
if
right
Gunderson is saying, what was that? I hope he's looking in the mirror because that was a great curveball underneath the 1 and the 7, just above the belt. And Harris had to put up a 0 there, Jason, and he did so. Post 2 battling back. And they're going to come to bat at the bottom of the 4th inning in a tie ball game, 3-3.
Left fielder, number 13, Brady Manley.
So that's going to bring up Brady Manley leading off here, the bottom of the 4th inning for post 2. With the top of the order on deck, Connor Holm, Adam Leininger. Brady Manley with a bunt single in his last at-bat. Took a look and tried to do it again. Now with the right-handed pitcher at the mound. Not able to get that down. Finds himself in an 0-1 count here. Anders Millar with a great job pitching out of trouble. And Manley takes that pitch inside for a ball. Evens up the count at 1-1. Steve Sachs disease strikes again. I was a Dodger fan in the 80s. World Series games were played in the afternoon. In case Major League Baseball is listening, do it again. 1-1 pitch to Manley. Up at the letters, Manley swings through that fastball for a strike 2. And Manley, the left-hander, left fielder, wearing number 13, and a 1-2 count here from Anders Millar, leading off the bottom of the 4th inning. Millar from the full windup. That pitch taken up and outside. Ball 2. Again, top of the order, lurking on deck for post 2, the dangerous Connor Holm and Adam Leininger also with a home run in this game. Anders Millar definitely trying to retire Manley here. Does not want to put the leadoff hitter on base with the top of the order coming up. 2-2 pitch coming. That ball's hit well into center field, but caught by Montgomery, and Manley retired on the fly ball out. But that's going to bring up Connor Holm, still looking for his first hit of the night. Grounded into second base. Retired him out last time up.
Batters the designated hitter, number 8, Connor Holm.
Connor DHing tonight. You'll find Connor will play third base, left field most often for post 2. Can pitch if called upon. Might have to in this 5-game potential tournament. Another pitch that missed a batter. And sometimes you see some of these post 2 batters just take that pitch. That's 2 in a row. It most likely wouldn't have done any long-term damage. Manley dodged one on a breaking pitch. Now Holm with a fastball he dodged out of the way. That's a fastball taken outside for 2-0. If you wonder where Jason Kalbrenner has gone, I think he is, again, trying to look to go off the grid. I think he said catfishing. Might see him by the river here in about 10 minutes. Either that or he had a thing with a guy at a time and a place. In any event, Connor Holm way ahead in the count, 3-0 here. Anders Millar struggled with his control briefly here in his relief appearance in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-0 to Connor Holm. That's a fastball in there for a strike. Millar on in relief for Jackson McDonald. McDonald left after giving up the double to Landon Meyer. Now Holm with a 3-1 hitters count. And the dangerous Connor Holm now on first base with the even more dangerous Adam Leininger coming to the plate. Leininger has to like the feel of this game so far, as the last pitch he hit was on its way to Elm Street. Now with Connor Holm on at first base.
The catcher, number 7, Adam Leininger.
Adam, the landlord Leininger, looking to collect some rent here from Anders Millar. Millar throws over. Connor Holm dives back in. Cody Gunderson scoops that up, throws it back to Millar. Post 2 yet to test the catcher here for Team Manitoba. Again, just because he's had some struggles throwing back to the pitcher, that does not mean anything for throwing down to second base. Instincts will usually kick in, try and pop up and throw that ball hard. Good thing Holm didn't run on that pitch. That ball was fastball up and out of the zone. Popped up the catcher right away. Would have been a tough pitch to run on. And Leininger finds himself ahead in the count, 1-0. Connor Holm on first base. This is a tie game. Post 2 looking to take their second lead of the game here as they battle back from a 3-1 deficit. Just an inning to go. Leininger. Another high fastball. 2-0. Adams steps in. Big, strong left-handed batter. Slightly open stance, wearing number 7. 2 batting gloves on. Millar takes the sign and the pitch. Low and inside, and that's a 3-0 count to the second batter in a row. Leininger looks down at Coach Jonas Sanders, takes the sign. Connor Holm looks at his wristband. All post 2 individuals on the same page. Tommy Simon on deck with the 3-0 pitch upcoming here from Anders Millar to Adam Leininger. And Millar throws back over to Gunderson. Connor Holm dives in head first. Anders Millar from the stretch takes a look at Holm and the pitch. And Leininger is going to move to first base. I believe that's going to go down as a hit by pitch. Maybe just caught mostly Jersey, but either way, on a 3-0 pitch, kids, if you're listening at home, 3-0 is the pitch you don't want to get hit on. 3-1 would be the other pitch you don't want to get hit on, and 3-2 would be the other pitch you don't want to get hit on. But that one didn't seem to do much damage to Leininger. Maybe caught the jersey. Not enough to leave a mark.
Number 1, Tommy Simon.
Boy, just the hitter, post 2 wants up at the plate right now. Their 3-hitter, the Nebraska commit, Shanley sophomore, junior to be, Tommy Simon, hit the living tar out of the ball in Nebraska. Let's see if he can come through first and second here with post 2. Takes a curveball in there. Good pitcher's pitch there by Anders Millar. Simon shakes his head a little bit, but I think all in all, that was probably a good take here, looking to drive the ball with runners on first and second. Go-ahead run at second base and Connor Holm. Adam Leininger with a big lead, not being held on by Gunderson, and the pitch. Another breaking pitch in there to Simon. Good block there by the catcher, and the count moves to 1-1. So Anders Millar, again, on a relief of Jackson McDonald. 3-3 game, 3 for Manitoba, 3 for post 2. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-1 pitch upcoming to Tommy Simon. Fastball driven into the gap. Tough play here for the center fielder. He makes it. Connor Holm tagging up. And a great play there by Hugh Montgomery to track that ball down and rob Tommy Simon of extra bases. And a heads-up play by Connor Holm to go ahead and tag on what looked like it might have been a double. Connor Holm wisely tagging up, and now 90 feet away with Breitbach coming to the plate. Leininger at first base. Breitbach with the hard hit up the middle, single in his last at-bat. Breitbach had it hitting in the cleanup spot tonight for post 2, looking to clean up here with Connor Holm at third base. Leininger takes his lead at first. Post 2 did execute a rundown play last night to score a run. Let's see if they do so again here. It's only a 3-3 game, early still in this game. Breitbach takes a hard slider there, belt high, caught the outside part of the plate, in there for strike 1. Jonas Sanders gives the signals. See Breitbach looking at the wristband. Leininger already has. Connor Holm, again, 90 feet away. The go-ahead run for post 2. Back-to-back walks for Holm and Leininger. Leininger was hit by a pitch. And the pitch to Breitbach. That was a fastball down the middle. Breitbach just a little late on that, and that's fouled down the right field line. And now Anders Millar way ahead on Breitbach in an 0-2 count. Anders Millar, 0-2 count here with 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Breitbach at the plate. Shakes off the first sign. Shakes off the second. Finds one he likes. And the pitch. And Leininger's going to take second base on it. Basically gave him that base. That's going to go down as a stolen base. Mentioned that post 2 did that last night. Difference was last night the pitcher threw it to the second baseman, giving the runner from third a chance to score. This time, Millar decided we'll concede the base instead of the run. Probably a good choice, but we're about to find out as now a post 2 has 2 runners in scoring position. 0-2 count to Breitbach. Anders Millar shakes one off. Finds one he likes, and the pitch. Breitbach calls time. Umpire gives it to him right at the last second. Millar had picked up his left foot just after the umpire called time. Breitbach wanted to get reset, able to do so. Waggles the bat over the plate. Millar with the 0-2. Breitbach, runners in scoring position. The pitch. And he struck him out. Foul tip that one back. But that's going to do it for post 2. No runs on no hits. And no errors. There was 2 runners left on base, and through 4 complete, 3-3.
No error.
And we're back here for the top of the 5th inning. Team Manitoba bringing up Tyson Bassert to the plate. The shortstop, left-handed batter.
Leading off for Manitoba, the shortstop, number 11, Tyson Bassert.
With a base hit in his last at-bat, the double in the left center gap. Ended up scoring on the 3-run home run. Fastball taken just a bit low there from Harris. The count moves to 2-0. Bassert now 2-2 on the night, 2 hits. Ball over to Cadera, and he fumbles it, and that's going to reach on an error. As Cadera unable to corral that ground ball. Harris was there in plenty of time to cover. If Cadera could have fielded that somewhat cleanly. But Bassert will be on base for his 3rd time tonight. Reaching on the air from Cadera, and it brings up the dangerous
Now the designated hitter, number
DH.
26, Rylan Slachter.
Rylan Slachter, again, home run in his last at-bat. Three-three game. Erholtz does take a couple steps in at third base. Cadera holding Bassert on at first. Most likely Harris in a bunt situation has the left side of the infield. But the DH plans to be swinging away at least at this point. Takes a curveball in there, or maybe a hard slider for strike 1. Post 2 looking for a ground ball here. The dangerous Slatcher up. Good breaking pitch there from Harris. Took a little off of it and up early 0-2 on Slatcher with a runner at first base. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Harris has gone the distance so far. The 0-2 to Slatcher. He struck him out. Big pitch there for Harris. Sends down the DH. And a big pitch there and a big moment there for Eli Harris. Throws that curveball. Slatcher swung through it. That's going to bring up the catcher, Skylar Ramsey. Ramsey looking for his first hit of the night.
Batter the catcher, number 15, Skylar Ramsey.
Fastball just on the outside part of the plate, taken for ball 1. Tyson Vassard at first base, being held on by Caden Cadera. Reached on the Cadera error. Again, 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 5th. The Jack Williams, Team Manitoba at the plate with 1 out. Fastball hit hard. Lannemeyer gets there to Simon. They got the lead runner. Good play there by Lannemeyer and Tommy Simon to get the lead runner and keep the force play everywhere. Boy, when that ball was hit, I thought Meyer was going to go to first. Fielded that ground ball, turned, spun, and threw Tommy Simon, Johnny on the spot.
Batters the right fielder, number 1, Matt Thompson.
Brings up the right fielder, number 1, Matt Thompson here with 2 outs. Now Skylar Ramsey at first, exchanges spots with Tyson Vassard. Big lead for Ramsey. Fastball in there for a swinging strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch upcoming to Thompson with Ramsey on first base. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Curveball taken low and outside just off that plate. And the count even up at 1-1 to number 1 with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Harris from the stretch. Fastball in there, swinging strike 2. It could be just the view from up here in the press box, but it looks like Harris has gained a little life here in his fastball in the top of the 5th inning. That pitch thrown right by Thompson, and with a 1-2 count, Harris with his pick of pitches comes set and the pitch. That ball taken up high for ball 2. All 2s up on the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Thompson at the plate. Harris comes set in the pitch. That ball's hit out to Leininger, and it's a base hit, 2-out base hit there. Good piece of hitting by Noah Thompson. Matt Thompson, I'm sorry. And Manitoba looking to string a rally together here with Mr. Chasko, the third baseman, coming to the plate. Base hit in his last at-bat. Now has runners at first and second after the Thompson single out to Leininger. It looked like for a second Leininger might be able to make a play on that, but the ball dropped just in front of him.
The old dying quail.
Harris starts Chasko off with a curveball taken up for ball 1. That's a base hit. Manley, the play at the plate. Boy, and on the throwing error, that's going to be the go-ahead run for Team Manitoba on the single. And advancing to third is Thompson on the throwing error. And Manitoba takes the lead over post 2 on the single from Chasko. Harris, just a second ago, had 2 out. Back-to-back base hits now, and Manitoba up 4-3 with a runner at third base. Ball taken inside for ball one. Harris looking to get out of this jam with no more damage. 4-3 again. Team Manitoba takes the lead. Ground ball to Meyer. Scoops it up, throws to Kadera. And Manitoba's retired, but not before they take the lead on the Chasko RBI single. 4-3 Team Manitoba. Now post two finds himself once again battling from behind. Down one run here in the bottom of the fifth inning. That ball's flared out to left field. But able to make that play is Yeshishkin. And one pitch, one out for post two here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Brings Lannemeyer to the plate. Kadera again retired on one pitch.
Well, honestly, Chris, if you look at the scoreboard, tells a story here. They have 10 hits. We have 3 errors. That's 13 base runners. We're only down by a run.
Lannemeyer against Anders Millar here. Curveball on the outside. Taken for ball one.
This catcher really is struggling.
We still have yet to, I guess we haven't had that many base runners, but still have yet to see what happens when he has to throw to second, Jason.
He has to recite the commentary from Playboys like Major League 2.
Lannemeyer. Probably on a pitch he didn't want to swing at there on a 1-0 count. And post two, just like that, finds themselves 2 up, 2 down. Anytime you give up that lead in a one-run game, you certainly are looking to put up a crooked number here.
Well, most importantly, we don't. If Jordan were to swing at a first or second pitch here, Harris is getting almost no rest.
3 pitches so far for Anders Millar here in this inning. Don't be surprised if maybe even a take sign here for Jordan Leininger. Might have been. There's a good fastball on the outside part of the plate. Either way, it's a strike. 0-1 count to Leininger. Really good for post two for Leininger to find a way on base here with 2 down in the bottom of the fifth inning. Down 1 to Manitoba. Ball up and inside. Leininger dodges that. Count moves to 1-1. Leininger, a lot of power from the right-hand side of the plate. Wind blowing out to left field. 1-1. Fly ball. And post two is retired. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Through 5 complete. Manitoba 4. Post two 3. And we're live in the top of the 6th inning. Team Manitoba.
For Manitoba, top of the order, center fielder number
Hugh Montgomery, the center fielder. Big play out in right center to rob Tommy Simon of a RBI double a couple innings ago. And a new pitcher on for post 2. Fargo North grad. Dylan Tostenson finished his first year at a school up north. What does Dylan have in his arsenal, Jason?
He throws fastball, curveball, and he's becoming more comfortable with the changeup. We were working with him in the bullpen the other day and mixing up grips and how to choke it a little bit more to pull some speed off of it or get it in the fingertips more and get a little bit of run on it. He's starting to find a feel for it.
Tall right-hander, lanky, kind of has a natural run to his fastball the way he lets it go. 1-2 to Montgomery. Good breaking pitch in there.
He might be what the doctor ordered. They like fastballs. We look sloppy.
And that's 1 up, 1 down for Tostenson here in the top of the 6th inning.
second baseman number 27, Cody Welgush.
Brings up Cody Welgosh. Jordan Leininger shifts him over to the right center gap. Tostenson with the sign and the pitch. Fastball taken low in the dirt. Ball 1.
Field cleaned up pretty nice after last night's monsoon.
2-0 pitch now to Welgosh from Tostenson. Knocked down. Tough play by Meyer. And he got him. That's going to go down 1-4-3 if you're scoring at home. If you're scoring at home, you're the coolest person I've ever met. That line drive off Tostenson's glove deflected to Landon Meyer. Took quite a bit of the speed off, so it was going to be a tough play for Meyer. Fielded that ball on the run, threw to Cadera for the speedy Welgosh, and Welgosh, that was a darn good play.
First baseman number 17.
Brings up Cody Gunderson, struck out in his last at-bat, 2 for 3 on the night. For Eli Harris, got him down for 5 complete. Did give up 9 hits, 4 runs. The last one unearned on the Cadera error. Struck out 6. He's hoping that post 2 can put a couple runs on the board as that fastball swung through by Gunderson for a 1-1 count. 103 pitches on the night, 64 of them for strikes. Ground ball to Simon, the big long throw. And Cadera unable to scoop that one up. Would have been a great play there by Tommy Simon. Going to score that as a hit there. Tough play by Simon. Tough to give him the air. Cadera might want that back. He was in the glove forever. Probably about a half a second. Popped right out. And Tostenson now facing dangerous part of the order as Tyson Bassert, the shortstop, comes up. Left-handed hitter. 2 for 3 on the night. Has been on base 3 times, all 3 times. Gunderson with a small lead at first. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch there for Tostenson for strike 1.
This middle part of the order has done some damage for them. This is the kid that hit the double to the left center gap, right?
Correct. I show the 3, 4, 5 hitters being 5 for 10 for the night, 3 RBI and 3 runs scored. So yes, that ball was taken low by Vassar. 1-1 count. Tostenson takes a look at Gunderson. Small lead over at first. Fastball fouled back just over the bullpen out in the parking lot. And Tostenson working quickly ahead on the count. 1-2 to Vassar, the left-handed hitting shortstop, wearing number 11. 1-2 here with 2 down. Manitoba up 4-3. Top of the 6th inning. Ground ball hit to Meyer. Tough play, and he makes it. And Tossison works a scoreless inning in the top of the sixth. Keep post 2 within striking distance.
Summary on the inning in the sixth for Manitoba. No runs, 1 hit.
So post 2 down 4-3. On paper, we've got Erholtz, Manley, and Connor Holm scheduled to bat for post 2. We'll be back. So Fargo down to their last 6 outs. Dylan Erholtz leading off against Anders Millar. A pitch taken up and in for ball 1. Millar so far, Jason, 36 pitches, 16 of them for strikes, but post 2, not a run to show for it. They have had 3 walks off Millar since he's came in.
Well, we've been extremely aggressive, in my opinion. None of the Manitoba pitchers have really commanded the zone. We've swung just enough to keep them in at bats, probably giving them a few outs by our impatience. I mean, you don't ever want to tell a kid not to be aggressive, though.
Erholtz in a 2-0 count, hitter's count here. Let's see what he does. That's a good pitch there by Anders Millar.
Effectively wild is what I would call it.
Count moves to 2-1 with Manley on deck. Erholtz at the plate, down 4-3. Bottom of the 6th. Erholtz got out of the way again. Jason, you know, we talked about this when you were gone that inning. A lot of times you'll see batters just maybe take a pitch to get on base. We've seen post 2 dodge out of quite a few of those here lately. I suppose it depends on who's hitting and their appetite.
Yeah, I would have liked, you know, he's a pitcher, so you don't want to see him catch one in the knee and then miss a start. But I'd rather have that.
That ball's hit in the gap. Erholtz lumbering for second.
Nope.
Pumps the brakes.
Might be time to bunt and pitch run. Maybe. Tie this game up, put some pressure on him. Pinch run, here we go.
There comes Danny Boutain. I was told that Danny Boutain earned a 35 on his ACT, Jason. Did you hear that?
Yes. He is an extremely smart young man.
Now, as many of us from the 90s would say, that the ACT has gotten significantly easier
in
30 years. However,
you had to be a NASA scientist to take it in 1992 when I did.
Even though they have completely lowered the bar on how easy it is to get a good score on the ACT, tip your hat
impressive.
to Danny Boutain. 35. Good on you, kid.
Number 13, Brady Manley.
Now you see Chechko.
Now their third baseman's playing up.
Brady Manley, a good bunter, already has a bunt single on the night. Danny Boutain, good base runner here. Obvious bunt situation with post
I would
2
fake
down
it
1.
and steal him. Square early, steal.
He squares. And that pitch is taken
Oh
for a
my
called strike 1.
Lord. Angel Hernandez sighting.
First time we've really seen that pitch that was significantly off
Wow.
outside part of the plate called for a strike. And we've talked about the catcher struggles here. We'll see. This is a breaking pitch count. Again, in a bunt situation. Don't be surprised if you see a breaking ball here. Good pitch to run on. Squares up, and he tries to bunt for a base hit. Unable to get that ball down.
That is not a base hit situation. We should be squaring to sacrifice there.
And Manley now 0-2. Takes the sign from Sanders. Now Manley looking to do anything he can to move that runner over to second base and give Connor Holm, Adam Leininger a chance. Obviously a base hit here would be a bonus. 0-2 from Millar to Manley. Pitch taken up and out for ball one.
He's not extremely quick to the plate. The hesitation to steal is, I don't quite understand.
Well-documented issues here, throwing behind the plate. Still haven't seen post 2 challenge the catcher yet, or the pitcher. 1-2 to Manley.
There we go. Take 3.
Boutain rounds that hard, wild pitch there from Millar.
Now, if Brady could, this would be an added bonus if he could put a ground ball onto the right side and let Danny move to third. It would end up being a very good at bat.
2-2 count to Manley. Again, looking for any way to move that runner who's already in scoring position over to third base with less than 2 outs. Connor Holm coming to the plate, followed by the landlord, Adam Leininger. Anders Millar started Manley off with 2 pitches for strikes as Manley was unable to get the bunt down. Now finds himself 2-2 with Boutain in scoring position. Manley with a 2-2 count from Millar. Squared up to bunt, pulled it back, and that's a full count there as that pitch was taken up high. Jonah Sanders rolling the dice that Manley can get that bunt down with 2 strikes. Let's see what happens here, Jason. Full count.
Yeah, they're going off the script here. I'm having a tough time following along.
3-2 pitch upcoming to Manley. Nobody out. Post 2 down. 4-3. Bottom of the 6th inning. Ground ball. And Manley retired 1-3 on the putout. Boutain unable to take third base as that ball was too close to being almost right in front of Boutain where he wanted to go.
That's the right play to stay at second with Connor and Adam coming up.
And we're looking at a pitching change here for Manitoba. We'll be back. So for the pitching change, Jack Lucier on for Team Manitoba. Facing the leadoff hitter, Connor Holm, with Danny Boutain pinch running and scoring position.
Number 8, Connor Hole.
Takes a fastball in there for a called strike one, right at the knees. Connor on the night, 0 for 2, did walk in his last plate appearance. Again, Danny Boutain, the speedy Danny Boutain, a threat to score on a single to the outfield. Connor Holm, the 0-1. Takes a curveball, curves right around the outside part of the plate. Umpire said it got enough. And Connor Holm in an 0-2 hole, facing the relief pitcher, Lucier. 0-2 coming to Holm. Curveball taken for a ball. Boy, really close pitch there. Connor laid off of that. And 1-2 count upcoming to Connor Holm with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That ball in the dirt, blocked there by the Manitoba catcher. Another breaking pitch, 2-2. 3 consecutive breaking pitches here from Lucier to Connor Holm, and the count even up at 2-2. Ground ball. It's going to advance the runner, but that's going to be 2 outs now for post 2 as Holm grounds out to the second baseman. It brings up Adam Leininger here with the game-tying run 90 feet away at third base. Adam Leininger already with the solo home run here on the night for post 2, in a position where he is needed by post 2 to get this run home, tie this game up.
Pitcher, number 7, Adam Leininger.
Not much of a shift here for the Manitoba defense, playing fairly straight up. Montgomery maybe over a couple steps in center. That ball's hit foul, well down the right field line. And a breaking pitch from Lucier. Leininger, 0-1 count. Might see a heavy diet of breaking balls here. That's what Lucier threw to Connor Holm. Did throw a fastball there on the last pitch, that 2-2 pitch that eventually retired Connor Holm. Again, Boutain at third. 90 feet away. Could score on a breaking ball in the dirt. We'll see. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. And just like to Holm, we got an 0-2 count to Adam Leininger with 2 out here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Adam Leininger digs in. Lucier takes the sign and the pitch. Foul ball down the right field line. And Leininger lives to see another day. Breaking pitch there from Lucier. So we'll go 0-2 to Leininger again. Boutain at third base and the pitch.
Get through.
Going to be base hit up the middle. And post 2 ties the game on the Adam Leininger RBI 2-out single. Big high five from Gunnar Lindstedt. And with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we've got a tie ball game here for the 3rd time tonight. We had this thing tied at 0, tied at 3, and now tied at 4. This post 2 collects their 6th hit of the night.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Tommy Simon.
That brings Tommy Simon to the plate now with Adam Leininger at first base. Again, Jack Lucier on in relief for Team Manitoba. That breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked by Ramsey.
Is he the international spy, Ramsey?
I think he's the, must be related to the Ramsey that was in the last minute of the Miracle on Ice. I can hear Al Michaels saying to Ramsey.
Get
ball's hit
over his
hard.
head. Oh, no.
But right at their center fielder. And post 2 is retired, but not before they score the tying run on Adam Leininger's RBI 2-out single. We've got a hell of a ball game here, folks. 4-4 going to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th inning here. Team Manitoba now in a tie ball game. Dylan Tossison on the mound. DH Riley Stacher, the 5-hitter. Up for Manitoba. Slatcher, 1 for 3 on the night. Does have 2 runs batted in and scored a run. Struck out once. Tossison with the 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Fly ball. Tough play for Breitbach. And that ball drops in there for a blue base hit.
Seen a lot of that tonight.
And Manitoba with their 12th hit on the night. 12 hits against 0 errors. Again, Fargo Post 2. 6 hits against 3 errors. That's going to bring up the catcher, Skylar Ramsey, here with nobody out and the leadoff runner on first base.
You have to expect bunt, right?
Haven't seen the short game or the small game, I guess, out of Manitoba as of yet, but this sure seems like a logical situation. Josh Beaver in for Dylan Erholtz at third base. He's in front of the base, but not on the grass. A pitch taken up high. Ramsey did not square to bunt. Takes a look at the first third base coach. Didn't see any new signs there, so we'll see. Again, Beaver kind of in between no man's land over there at third base, but we'll see what happens here. Pitch fouled straight back, and the count goes to 1-1. Ramsey swinging away.
Team Canada is saying pish posh to bunting. They're just here to hit.
We didn't come here to paint.
Leave here with some doubles and some singles and a whole grocery cart full of ketchup.
A pitch fouled straight back into the stands. And tosses in ahead, 1-2 to Ramsey. Again, with the runner on first base, Ramsey at the plate. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Slatcher with the leadoff single. Pinch running for him. And the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle hard. That's through. Simon unable to get that, and it's first and second now for Team Manitoba. Tossison's going to have to work out of a jam. Base hit there by Skylar Ramsey on the fastball right down Main Avenue there. Brings up Matt Thompson, 2 for 3 on the night. Again, Beaver playing in, Jason, but not necessarily to.
Yeah, he's sort of in between. I'm a little.
Kadera well in on the grass. That pitch has popped up.
Good thing he was crashing. He's right there.
And a big out there for Dylan Tossison as Beaver catches that ball in foul territory. Thompson swinging away again. Team Manitoba has taken the bunt vaccine.
Yeah, it's an interesting style of baseball.
Now batting the third baseman, number 14, Nolan Chasko.
Brings up Nolan Chasko, another 2 for 3 on the night. Has driven 1 run in. Fastball from Tossison, swung on and missed. And Tossison moves ahead in the count, 0-1. Post 2, shifting Leininger over to the left center gap. Again, Jordan Leininger. You might see on your screen, left center gap. Post 2 looking to keep these runners in place. The pitch from Tossison. That ball's driven into right field. Long run. He caught the ball. Boy, and we might have a leave early situation.
Yeah, you
here.
got it. You throw it to first. He is out. One of you has to call it, Boo.
Oh, they called him safe.
Oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, I'm not sure what went wrong there. I don't think either umpire looked at that, perhaps.
We have it on video, though.
Okay, well, and great catch by Breitbach. And we've got 2 outs now here. Runners in scoring position, second and third. Brings up Bryson Yashishin. Tossison looking to battle out of this jam. The pitch. Fastball runs out just outside, 1-0.
That his fastball does have some nice late movement. Looks like it's very hittable, and then all of a sudden just disappears.
1-0 pitch to the number 9 batter. That pitch fouled straight back, and the count moves to 1-1. In post 2, looking to battle out of this jam. Tossison gave up 2 early hits, got a pop-up in foul territory, and then the long fly ball on a great defensive play by Breitbach. Lost in that confusion on the umpire. It was a great catch by Breitbach, and a 1-1 count from Tossison. That ball's hit deep. Tossison unable to track that one down, and that's going to go on for extra bases. 1-run scores, 2-run scores. And Manitoba takes a 6-4 lead on the 2-out, 2-run double. Make that a triple. As Breitbach unable to track that one down. Gave it a great try, great effort by Breitbach. And boy, that missed potential left early play looming large for post 2. I think both umpires are visiting. I'm not so sure either one of them were watching that. Again, didn't affect the last play, but affected the one before. And we got a 6-4 game here with Manitoba taking a 2-run lead in the top of the 7th. And Breitbach gets checked out by Coach Lindstedt. Appears to be okay. And play is going to resume here with 2 outs now and a runner at third base. Top of the order up for Manitoba. Hugh Montgomery to the plate. Already a 6-4 lead for Manitoba with 2 down on the clutch triple.
Chris, you have to give Team Manitoba a lot of credit. They are hitting the ball. I mean, all the way through the lineup, 1 through 9. They're going to do it again, okay?
Must have been to see if he touched first base would be my guess. And top of the order here, Montgomery up for Manitoba. 2 outs. Runner at third. The pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a called first strike. And toss us in here, 0-1 to Montgomery. A pitch missed just outside. Count evens up at 1-1.
He's doing a good job keeping the ball down, throwing his breaking stuff for strikes. Just doesn't have the electric stuff to maybe get a strikeout, which is what. Ooh, that's a nice pitch.
Fastball taken at the outside part of the plate, maybe at the knees. Called strike 2. 1-2 to Montgomery. Post 2 looking to get out of this with no further damage, and a runner on third here for Team Manitoba. The 1-2 pitch to Montgomery from Tossison. And Montgomery holds off. And the count evens up at 2-2. The 2-2 from Tossison. Ground ball, that's going to score another one. And the 15th hit of the night, and that makes it 7-4. 15 hits here for Team Manitoba. That is the story of the game. Brings up Welgosh with a runner at first base as Montgomery with a 2-out RBI single.
Now batting, second baseman number 27, Cody
Well, for the first time all year, we've had a team that hit the ball against us extremely well, in my opinion. So I mean, our pitchers all year long have done a good job, and I'm not saying they haven't done a good job tonight. We've run into a very hot set of sticks.
A lot of hits coming with 2 outs here tonight too, Jason.
Yeah, we haven't been able to close the deal, and then this plays like that with third base open.
Nobody
too.
covering third. We'll see how they score that. Beaver probably had the play to make on that. I'm not sure exactly. I have to watch the replay, which we don't have, but Beaver slid on over, probably his play to make, coming to his left. A lot easier play for the third baseman than it would have been for the shortstop.
Ton of spin on that ball, though. That ball hit like a cue ball off on a bank shot, just took off. Gunner seems animated out there.
Again, post 2 is going to be looking to mount a rally here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Does not want to get this game too far out of reach. Right now a 3-run deficit, 7-4, 2 outs. Seems like there's been 2 outs for half an hour. Tossison still in the game after the visit from Coach Lindstedt. See if Manitoba now with a 2-run lead gets aggressive on the base pass. Good breaking pitch in there from Tossison to the dangerous Cody Gunderson, big first baseman, 2 hits on the night. Has scored 1 run. Did strike out against Elias Harris way back in the 3rd inning. And a better breaking pitch there by Tossison. Gunderson unable to lay off.
Again, we have him in a situation where if we could just get the ball in on the inner half and move his feet.
Gunderson in on the plate. Open stance. That ball's hit in the gap. Breitbach a long run. And Breitbach making that catch basically in center field. But not before Team Manitoba puts up 3. Manitoba 7, post 2, 4, bottom of the 7th coming up.
But it was almost to the point where we didn't. We've done that a few times today.
Leading off the 7th inning for Fargo. Right fielder number
So we're going to have Breitbach leading off, Kadera and Meyer to follow, assuming there's no pinch hitters for post 2. Breitbach takes the fastball in there for a called strike 1. Again, story of the night here, Team Manitoba, 7 runs on 16 hits. They have no errors. Post 2 does have 4 runs, but only on 6 hits on the night. That check swing is going to be called for a strike on Breitbach. Jason, you said it earlier, 16 hits, 3 errors. That's 19 base runners, not counting any walks. Tough to keep the team at bay.
7 runs is actually fairly impressive. I mean, to limit them to 7 runs with a minimum of 19 guys on base. I don't know how many walks we have, maybe 3 or 4. No walks. Well, that's actually impressive too. That's probably why that number's at 7.
Or
So
maybe they have 16 hits.
What's that?
Need to be a little more wild.
Yeah. This catcher is amusing me.
Breitbach staying alive there and following off that breaking pitch. The late swing to foul that one off down the left field line. 0-2 now. Pitch coming up to Breitbach from Lucier. Fastball taken down for a ball.
We don't know where any of these kids are from. It's just Manitoba. We don't have any background.
We don't. 1-2 to Breitbach. Good pitcher's pitch there. Breitbach evens up the count, 2-2. Post 2, needing base runners in a bad way.
Yeah, this game's, even though we've sort of gotten dominated, the game's not out of hand yet. Get a couple guys on, maybe get a lucky bounce. All of a sudden you got the tying run on base.
Full count pitch to Breitbach. He struck him out. And with one down now for post 2, that's going to bring up the first baseman, Caden Cadera.
Now batting first baseman number 16, Caden Cadera.
Cadera 0 for 2 on the night, has been walked once. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. In post 2, down to their final 2 outs, down 3 runs. Cadera able to hold up on that breaking pitch, and the count evens up at 1-1. Hard ground ball snagged by the pitcher Lucier, and he's going to retire Cadera. Now post 2 down to their final out with Landon Meyer coming to the plate, down 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jordan Leininger on deck. If they can get that far, Erholtz in the hole. Meyer 1 for 2 on the night. Did knock in a run, has been walked once. RBI double back in the 3rd inning. Takes a breaking pitch in there from Lucier for a called strike 1.
Lucier's commanding the zone now all of a sudden. Throwing 2 pitches for strikes, moving it around.
The 0-1 to Meyer. Ball taken up high for ball 1. And the count evens up at 1-1. Meyer looking to keep post 2's hopes alive here with down 3, 2 outs.
Ooh.
Takes a fastball low and in for a strike. And now post 2 down to their last strike. 1-2 to Meyer. The pitch is fouled up, but the third baseman plenty of room. And that's going to do it. Team Manitoba wins the first game 7-4.